Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And the big thing this week is once again going to be Gundam Seed Freedom. If you haven't seen the movie yet or you want to watch it again, it is currently available on Netflix Japan and Prime Video Japan, but currently not in any other region. Not that that should be a problem for the people who have NordVPN, and if you too want to join the Nord side, you can do so by using the link down below or the code kkrt. Not only will this get you a sweet discount, but you'll also be supporting the channel. The one downside though is that the movie does only have Japanese subtitles, so I do hope that it'll soon be coming to Netflix Singapore, which is my go-to Netflix for anime. Prime Video, meanwhile, is running a kinda crazy promotional campaign for the movie, considering the country that they're holding it in. As part of the campaign, Gundam Seed is currently also available for streaming on Prime Video, of course, in Japan, and they're promoting this whole thing as like the second Gundam week. So in Shibuya Station, they're handing out Kira, Lacus, Athrun, and Kigali themed vacation applications so you can watch Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Freedom. And if you can't make it to the station, you can simply download and print the applications yourself from Twitter. And I gotta say, taking a vacation, especially to watch something as trivial as an anime, doesn't sound very Japanese to me. But if you want to also apply for your own vacation with some Gundam flair on it, I will have the link to the images down below. I'm not saying you should use them, but it would be cool if someone did. Or if you want to own a physical version of the movie, then they also announced several Blu-ray and DVD sets that will be releasing on December the 25th. And this one will include English subtitles. So let's go over all of the different versions you can get. For 4,000 yen, 25 US, there is the standard Blu-ray or DVD edition, which comes with the movie, audio commentary, a special 20-page booklet, a special sleeve for the case, and about 4 minutes of bonus video content. These are described as special announcements, previews, and commercials. Going up to 7,000 yen then, which is 45 US, we have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, which comes with the same stuff except for the case sleeve. If you do want some extra stuff then, we have the Blu-ray Limited Edition, which goes for 16,500 yen, 105 US. It comes with that 20-page special booklet, a 48-page illustration collection, 3 novels, 2 of which were handed out at the movie theater as a freebie, a drama CD narrating those novels, audio commentary, and about 80 minutes of bonus video content. This includes footage from both of the Gundam Seed festivals, a recap of Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny, both narrated by Takanori Nishikawa, a video special that was aired on television, and a special making-of feature. And all of this is stored in a box with brand new artwork. And if you want to go all out then, there's also the Blu-ray Mighty Edition, which is only available through the Aeon store or Premium Bandai for 27,500 yen, 175 US. It includes everything of the standard limited edition, plus a storyboard collection, the script, 66 illustration cards, and the high-grade 1/144th scale Mighty Strike Freedom limited clear version. And then for the figure news, it was also all about Gundam Seed Freedom. First up in December, Athrun Zala is getting an SH Figuarts figure for 9,900 yen, 63 US. And in addition to a very nice looking base figure, it also comes with some really cool accessories. We get a lot of optional hands, so you can reimagine Athrun and Kira throwing hands, but now with their compass pilot suits, sunglasses, a helmet, which can be either worn or held, a gun, and then according to the description, 2 regular faces and 2 faces for when he's wearing the helmet. For the helmet face parts, it is very simple. We get a shouting face and a seat activated like focused face. But for the normal faces, I am counting 3 of them. Grumpy, angry, and smiling. So I guess they're not counting the one that's on the figure by default. In January then, you can get his secondary mobile suit, the Infinite Justice Type 2, as a very nice looking metal robot spirits figure. For 19,800 yen, 126 US, you're getting a sharply detailed figure with a nice amount of markings and a plethora of accessories. There's beam effect parts for days, and just look at the size of that beam shield and the beam coming out of the head. The X-Wing can be displayed separately. It comes with its normal beam rifle, which can be stored on the back skirt, the railgun, which can also be stored on the back skirt, a wire for the grapple stinger, and an action base. And let's not forget about that amazing articulation either, which is of course extremely important for a close combat mobile suit like the Justice. And 1 month later, you can display it with its heavy firepower counterpart, the Metal Robot Spirit Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2, which also goes for 19,800 yen, 126 US. At first, I thought this was going to be a simple remold of the older Metal Robot Spirit Strike Freedom Gundam, but the more I look at it, the more small differences I was able to see. But I'm still fairly certain that it does share some parts, like the legs, the beam rifles, and the backpack. So for the most part, its accessories shouldn't surprise you. We get 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, 8 dragoons with support arms to have them fly out, the 2 combining beam rifles, an action base, and a new railgun. What isn't included though is the piece to have the disruptor open up. Instead, you have to get this with the separately sold Proud Defender Plus effect set, which goes for 11,000 yen, 70 US. It's also releasing in February and comes with some cool stuff to make your already visually impressive Strike Freedom Type 2 into the even more impressive Mighty Strike Freedom. Its golden parts are plated, it's got the Futsunomi Tama anti-ship sword, we've got an action base in case you want to display it separately, and 8 lightning effect parts for good measure. The sad news then is that all of these figures are Premium Bandai Limited, and they go up for pre-order on Japanese Premium Bandai on the 14th. And finally, somewhat figure related, is the newest lineup of the Sigumi Pro paper art models. For 4,800 yen, 31 US, you can get Char Zaku 2 with a machine gun, or the regular Zaku 2 with a bazooka in July from Premium Bandai. And it is kind of crazy to see how well they pulled off the rounded surfaces of the Zaku with this very angular line of Papercraft figures. For the Gunpla news then, we didn't get anything new, but I do have to make a quick correction on something that I said last week for the real great Oowashi Akatsuki Gundam. I said that they didn't mention if the Zeus silhouette was going to be compatible with it or not. And well, I was looking for that information in the wrong place, because it wasn't on the Zeus's page where I was looking for it, but it was on the Akatsuki's page, and I completely overlooked it. I blame the gold for distracting me. But unfortunately, it's not all good news here. Yes, the Akatsuki Gundam will be made compatible with the Zeus silhouette, but you'll need a connector part connector parts that are included with the upcoming real great Shiranui Akatsuki Gundam, which will be Premium Bandai. And this is why we can't have nice things anymore. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, on the PlayStation version of Gundam Battle Operation 2, the Sazabi prototype has joined the fray, while on the Steam version, the Messer type F01 has jumped in the battle. And in UC Engage, the UR Michel Luo and DJ Luonko custom have become available as event unit assemblies, plus there's now a Battle Rush event to get an SR Black Tri-Stars High Mobility type Zaku 2 Ortega custom. As the Gundam Operations then is a game that I don't typically cover, but with last year seeing so many online Gundam games dying, I just had to mention that the game is right now celebrating its 12th anniversary. But before you jump into the game, playing it as a non-Japanese person might be a bit rough, because not only does it require a Yahoo Japan ID to play, but it's also a card game, so figuring out what everything does might be quite difficult. And then fresh from the arcades, the Ahead Quantum Brainwave type Smoltron has joined the Gundam Extreme vs. 2 Overboost roster. And in other news, a special Gundam panel will be held at the 2024 Anime Expo. It'll take place at the JWM Platinum Room on July the 5th at 3:15 p.m. and promises to bring us the latest information for Gundam Silver Phantom and Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. And in addition to that, there will also be some cool guests there. Gavin High-Knight, who is the scriptwriter for Requiem for Vengeance, Christina V, who is the voice actress for Laughter Frankland, and Shoko Nakagawa, who is a famous singer who also does Gunpla on her YouTube channel, which I will have linked down below, because if you look for her in English, you're not really going to be able to find that. And we also got pictures from the first location that held a Gundam Next Future Road to 2025 exhibition. It was held over the weekend in the Mitsui Shopping Park Lala Port Shin Misato in Saitama. And the main things to see there are this Gundam statue in Earth colors, a relatively big life-size new Gundam statue, a Gunpla exhibit, an action figure exhibit, and a spot to recycle your used Gunpla runners. But in addition to simply dropping them in a plain old box, they now have the Gundam Connect box. Basically, you drop in a runner and you get to watch a special video message inside of the box. The only unfortunate thing here is that there is no merchandise being sold, at least not at the location, which is really sad when you realize that there is a specific high-grade ARC 78-2 Gundam Earth colors that is connected to this event. And then what we did get was a trailer for the upcoming mass production type Rico series, which is linked down below. It is of course region locked, but I already did the NordVPN segment. Also, I don't think I was supposed to find this little segment funny, but I thought it was hilarious. As for the things you could get this week then, on the 8th, the high-grade Universal Century Gym 3 Axis Shock image color was released for 1,980 yen, 13 US, over at Gundam Side F. It's got that really cool yellowy hue from when it's pushing away Axis from Earth, and it looks like it'll also be slightly sparkly. For the time being, it is only available through Side F, and they also have an anti-scalper method in place. So you can only buy one per day, and in order to check that you only made one purchase, you have to present them with your Gundam base membership. But in the future, it will also be sold through the Gundam base online store, which is just Premium Bandai, and they did also say that they will sell it overseas, although they did not specify when or where. For this week's reading material then, there was the July issue of CG World, featuring the CGI used in Hathaway's Flash, the July issue of Animate, featuring a special Ask Tomino section, the July issue of Animedia, featuring Gundam Seed Freedom, the 2024 summer edition of Great Mechanics G, which is all about the 1 Year War, and a few weeks ago it was announced that the 4th volume of the Witch from Mercury novel will be releasing on July the 25th. For this week's apparel news then, we start on the 6th with these light up in the dark items that went up for pre-order over at Bankore. The available designs are Compass, Terminal, and Zaft, and you can get them in 2 versions. An acrylic plate, which is rounded and goes for 2,970 yen, 19 US, or an acrylic stand, which takes the shape of the logo and goes for only 2,750 yen, 17 US. And all of these items are slated for a July release. Over at Strict G then, on the 7th, they began selling some Gundam-inspired jewelry in their physical stores. For 18,700 yen, 119 US, there's a Hyakushiki necklace with the Hyakushiki in its Mega Bazooka launcher flying pose, and for 16,500 yen, 105 US, there's a new Gundam fin funnel necklace. And both of these necklaces are made in collaboration with Jam Homemade. And then just today, pre-orders on Premium Bandai went live for these Gundam Series Pika Clear Pass cases. They're designed to fit an IC card, and when that IC card is used, the radio waves generated are enough to power the lights built into the case. For 1,980 yen each, 13 US, you can get a case with the RX-78-2's head, Char Zaku 2's head, or a regular Zaku 2 head. And on each of them, it is of course the eyes that light up. And they're slated for an August release. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. A few weeks ago, Bandai wanted to know which Gundam gang you would rather watch a movie with. And I really like the editor's analysis of the results. In first place, we have Amuro, Kai, and Hayato with 44.4%. A trio of comrade-in-arms that are also all about the same age. So the editor thinks that going to the movies with them should be a very pleasant experience, and that after watching the movie, you could just go grab a bite to eat with them and talk about like everything that you saw in the movie. In second place then, we have Bright and Hathaway from Char's Counterattack with 32.6%. An experience that the editor feels is going to be significantly less pleasant, because you'll be caught right in between a troubled parent-child relationship. And I would say that that is the nicest way of putting it. And finally, in third place, there's Kenneth and Lane with a still respectable 23%. And here the editor says that it would probably still be a very cool experience to go watch a movie with a military big shot and his subordinate, but it would probably also be like so nerve-wracking that you couldn't really enjoy the movie. So yeah, a very fair point. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.